Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting. Envisioned Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. An affiliate of Direct Impact Broadcasting and Creative Broadcasting, presenting the EmPower Hour with Jaresha, a show that shares the stories behind the journeys of leaders, influencers, and motivators. The EmPower Hour with Jaresha begins now.
Welcome to EmPower Hour with Jaresha. I am your host, Jaresha Moore. A little bit about myself. I am a best-selling author with over 18 years of combined experience in education, finance, healthcare, business management, and development, owner and founder of EmPower on Purpose, LLC, where we provide leadership training and personal professional coaching and consulting services. Certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the John Maxwell team, and owner of Envision Broadcasting radio station. So I am so excited about the new year and new decade. I have already claimed this year as the year for growth and success. And I'm going to tell you, this year has not disappointed yet. So I was so fortunate last year to be a part of a book collaboration with some amazing authors for a book called Leadership Tidbits, which is powerful strategies every leader needs to know in order to win, and you can purchase an autographed copy from me today. Leadership Tidbits is a collection of stories of industry trailblazers who share profound leadership tactics that will help you elevate your career and enhance your personal life. In my chapter called Empowering Your Inner Leader, you will learn how to empower yourself as a leader and how to use what I refer to as SOAR noun, which is an acronym which stands for strength. So empower strength, create opportunities, innovate aspiration, achieve results, next move, ongoing actions, and win on purpose to level up as a leader. You can text EmPower to 474747 to find out more details on how you can purchase your autographed copy today. I also want to share with you information about an upcoming event called Empower Your Vision and Goal Board Networking event, happening this Sunday, January 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a virtual event, so you can jump on Zoom chat and meet some like-minded people and talk about your goals and vision for the year. So we are ready to go get them with this event. You don't want to miss your opportunity to connect, collaborate, and level up on your vision and goals. For details, please text EmPower to 474747 or visit the EmPower on Purpose Eventbrite page to learn more information on how you can register. So today's empowerment quote is, besides pride, loyalty, discipline, heart and mind confidence is the key to all the lot, by Joe Paterno. So let's talk about confidence. Confidence is the key in all the areas of your life. Confidence starts internally. Confidence plays a major role in every one of our lives. People with higher levels of confidence expect and experience greater success and happiness. People with the lower levels of confidence feel unworthy or incapable of greater success and happiness. So having a healthy dose of confidence allows us to take life on life's terms with greater personal success. It gives us a positive belief in our abilities and potential, and significantly affects our effort and performance. When we believe we can, we do, and we make things happen, even when it seems that all odds are against us. Some of us may be saying, okay, that sounds good, that sounds great, but how can I become more confident? Well, I'm going to give you 5 different ways that you can become more confident. The first way is by acquiring the missing skills. One of the best ways to build your self-confidence is to learn new skills. Anxiety happens when you find yourself unsure of your ability to do a certain task. This usually happens when you find that when you really lack that certain important skill. Once you manage to learn that skill and master it yourself, you will become more confident, and your level of confidence will become higher. Number 2, you have to see the real world. Perception problems are probably among the top causes for lack of self-confidence. A typical perception problem will usually happen when a person sees reality incorrectly. For example, a person could believe that others don't like him or her because of, X, Y, Z. But that may not be the case. So in this case, it probably is an incorrect perception of reality, which may lower his or her self-confidence. The third way is to get rid of those limiting beliefs. People form limiting beliefs during their childhood, then live with them for the rest of their lives, unless something forces them to change it up. Limiting beliefs such as, I am no good, I can't succeed, or I am a total failure, ruin the person's self-confidence and prevents him from reaching his true potential. One of the most effective self-confidence building methods is getting rid of those false beliefs or those limiting beliefs. The fourth way is making a serious real-life changes. Let's suppose that a person dislikes the fact that he or she may be a procrastinator or may be lazy. In such a case, even if all that person did was build their self-confidence and use those self-confidence methods, he found he would still feel something is wrong with him. And here comes the magical self-confidence building tips. Doing real-life changes. Some people mistake that confidence building is all about mental changes, while in fact some real-life changes in the external world can result in dramatic changes in your self-confidence. If that person manages to break his bad laziness or procrastination habit, then certainly he will become more confident. Last but not least, writing down your strengths and weaknesses. When you become aware of your strengths and weaknesses, you understand your worth and your value. This allows you to become self-aware of who you are. So document your strengths and weaknesses honestly. Then work on improving your strengths and reducing the number of weaknesses you have. At the end of the day, the difference between confident people and the ones who are not confident lies in their way of thinking. Self-confidence is nothing more than a set of beliefs. Once you learn how to acquire and unlock the right beliefs, you can have a higher self-confidence. Ultimately, you hold the key on the inside of you to unlock your confidence and greatness. So without further delay, today my guest is Jessica Brittany. Jessica Brittany is a registered yoga teacher, published author, and the owner and founder of At Calm and Colorful. In 2005, Jessica was a part-time caretaker and helped raise children of many families. This started her career working with children. Over the years, she taught children of all ages. From 2007 to 2011, Jessica was an elementary after-school art teacher for young Rembrandts, where she had classes of 15 to 20 children where she would teach art, manage classrooms, give art terms weekly, motivate and develop fine motor skills and self-esteem. From 2011 to 2015, Jessica worked at an after-school program and incorporating breathing exercises that help children calm down the children when something was wrong. This is when she became aware of the importance for children to learn mindfulness. Adding life skills at the same time, the children are learning to be present in the present moment while enhancing their lives with important skills they will learn from responsibilities, peer pressure, self-confidence, resilience, and much more. These combined created Calm and Colorful in 2017. At Calm and Colorful, they create environments for children to learn, understand, and incorporate meditation to their everyday lives and life skills. In summer of 2015, Jessica traveled to Thailand to volunteer to teach English for a month. To her, this was the most incredible experience. When summer of 2016 came along, Jessica traveled to India to volunteer and teach English for a few weeks. She grew so much as a teacher from those trips and was very grateful. In India, she even had the opportunity to work closely with Buddhist monks of all ages. In July of 2018, Jessica published Breathe in Color, an interactive coloring book that teaches breathing exercises on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. In the summer of 2019, Jessica completed a 200-hour yoga training and is now a registered yoga teacher after 10 years of secretly wanting this certificate. Jessica has worked with hundreds of children in incorporating mindful techniques that provided comfort to children through different difficult situations. The severity of the situations range from a child having a bad day to the loss of a loved one. Seeing the benefits of these techniques is why she decided to start a business to teach children and teens how to handle their emotions themselves. Jessica believes that it is important to have fun while learning. She's extremely passionate about what she does and dedicated to helping as many children as she can. Welcome, Jessica, Brittany. You are absolutely amazing. I'm so excited to have you on the show today. How are you this evening?
Oh, thank you. I am very, very grateful to be here. I am doing amazing. How are you?
I am awesome. I'm so excited. So I just shared some amazing background and some amazing things about your background and bio. Is there anything else that you would like to, share with the listeners about yourself or your background?
A little bit. So the reason that one of the main things that I started Calm and Colorful was because I suffered depression and anxiety when I was little and as an adult. And mindfulness tools and coping skills is what really helped me a lot get through those difficult times. So teaching children at a younger age is my goal, to hopefully help children not have to deal with depression, and or if they already are suffering from that, then help them, work on their mindset and get through that.
Absolutely. And I think that's absolutely wonderful because, as I'm sure you're aware, that there's so many of our youth and our kids that are going through, going through anxiety and depression, and just having some kind of method, besides, maybe just turning to medicine, it's truly helpful. And if you ask me, it's truly needed. So I love that, your career focuses so much on children. You teach them so much more, from a textbook. And so in so many ways, you're teaching them the self-confidence and self-responsibility. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So from my experience with depression and anxiety and learning more about mindset, that's when I really learned about how important and how it really all starts with ourselves, and like our mindset especially, and how we have control over our thoughts and actions and ourselves, and we can really take responsibilities for our own life. So building those tools and helping children that way to create their confidence and teach them that they're responsible for themselves, I think is very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I also love that you don't just try to mask over those hard situations for children, but you truly teach them, and you kind of shared this a little bit, you teach them how to face those hard times. A lot of that has to do with mindset and skills necessary to focus on overcoming, their obstacles. Can you share a little bit more about some of your techniques that you use?
Absolutely. I actually have a personal story to share with you about a technique that I use that really helped me. A few years ago, my dad was very sick, and I was on my way to visit him at the hospital, and I stopped at our favorite Jamba Juice that we used to go to all the time, and I got in my head with these, negative thought spiral pretty much of just, well, I'm never going to be here again with my dad, and he's in the hospital, and just all these horrible negative thoughts, as anyone would have in that situation. And then I kind of took a step back and remembered my little toolbox and started thinking of different things that I was grateful for at that time. And I just was able to switch my mindset and, realize, he is still here. I'm able to still enjoy this Jamba Juice with him. And it was little things like that. So that's one of my biggest techniques, is just really finding, what we're grateful for in the moment, even in, the most difficult situations.
That's good.
So gratitude is big. And then breathing exercise is my other big main one, which is why I created a book on it.
Absolutely. So, tell us a little bit more. I think that is so neat that you definitely have that you've created that book. So tell us a little bit more about the book that you've created.
So it's an interactive coloring book that teaches breathing exercises. So it's it just breaks down. It's 17 different exercises, and I feel that everyone is different, so everyone can find their right, breathing exercise that fits them or for that specific situation. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so it's a coloring book, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, which is awesome because, who, I still color with my youngest. So, I definitely think that's awesome. And the fact that it helps, our children with, that mindfulness and how you've incorporated, some of those techniques that can help them get through, those hard times and all that. And, of course, we all colored when we were young. And, of course, now they have the adult coloring books and all that good stuff. But it's so relaxing. You just don't realize how relaxing and, it can help you when you're stressed and depressed and all of that. So I definitely think that's absolutely amazing.
Thank
so you
you.
also
Absolutely.
offer the virtual mindfulness mentoring for children, teens, and families. Tell us a little bit more about what that actually entails.
So for the virtual mindfulness mentoring, we meet on Zoom, and it really depends on the child. It's very personalized for the child, and we'll sit down and discuss whatever is going on in their life. We usually start with a life balance wheel where we'll rate 1 through 10 in the different areas of their life, so I can kind of get an understanding of where they need extra guidance and support. And then we kind of go from there and see which tools to teach them and practice. And it could be anything from breathing exercises to self-love tools where we're doing mirror work and talking to ourselves in the mirror. Thought journaling. Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Definitely sounds like it. I can tell you that. So I have a couple of teenagers, and I'm just thinking as far as like this with my teenage daughter, just the mirror exercises. You think about, I'm sure there's all kinds of teenagers out there that just live in the mirror. So, and I know that mine does. So the whole exercising of, just getting into that mindfulness and actually being able to look in the mirror, I think it's amazing because of the fact that, I think there's so many of our young kids, youth, that don't really value themselves, and they're trying to keep up with, social media and, what they see, on TV and all of that. So I definitely think that just, and oftentimes even with bullying and all, trying to keep up with kids at school. So I definitely think that's anytime we have any kind of, mentoring, mentoring techniques or any kind of program like that can help our children, I think it's absolutely amazing. So tell us a little bit more about what actually inspired you to work, a little bit more about what inspired you to work with children.
I've always worked with children. Children have always been my passion and my love. I love just watching them grow. When I was an art teacher, just seeing like their drawings from day 1 to day 20 or whatever. That was like a physical thing that I would be able to see with their growth. And then once I was an after-school teacher and the children would cry because their mom said they would be there at 3 o'clock and it's 3:01 now, so the world is about to end in their mind. So working on those breathing exercises with them and calming them down and just seeing their growth that way with their mindset was amazing.
Absolutely. And, I have so much respect for, our teachers and just the different personalities. Again, I share that I have children and I have 4. And, of course, you guys deal with, kids, all kinds of different personalities. And, it's not just 4. You're dealing with 20-something kids at a time. So I definitely have just a whole nother respect for teachers, just all over the world. Absolutely. So what would you say has been your biggest challenge to date?
That's a good question. Moving when I was 15, and for my 16th birthday, actually, I lived in Michigan, and I was only there for like a couple months, so I didn't really know anyone, and that was when I was first actually diagnosed with depression. I wanted to move there, which is the funny part. I wanted change, and I wanted an adventure. And I got the opposite in my mental health. But that was a big challenge for me when, like I said, I was first diagnosed with depression. And then more recently, taking care of my dad was one of the worst times of my life, but also the best time of my life, which is weird to say, but we were able to create a really amazing bond that we didn't have before. And luckily I was already building all these mindfulness tools by the time I was caring for him full time, so that really helped me get through that challenge.
Absolutely, absolutely. So then, what would you say has been one of your biggest accomplishments for you up to this point?
Starting Calm and Colorful was a big accomplishment. Publishing Breathe in Color was a big one. And then most recently, traveling to schools and being able to teach mindfulness in classrooms. That was an incredible experience, and I'm going to be expanding that in the near future. It's in 2020.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's awesome. That's awesome. So when you first started your business, did you think, and I know you just mentioned that, of course, has been a huge accomplishment for you up to this point, but did you think you would make it as far as you have today, you know, with your coloring book and, you know, just launching your own business?
I've definitely had a very positive attitude towards my business, 90% of the time probably. I had no idea how many obstacles I would have to face, to be honest. But pushing through them. As long as I keep moving forward, it's all good.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so I have to piggyback on that, because I'll tell you that I think that everyone has that realization. It's like, you know, you think, oh, I definitely want to have my own business. And then once you jump into it, it's like, oh, my gosh, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of, I say it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, because it is a lot of work. There's a lot of failures. You know, you have to fail forward and just fail through so much, and it's a learning. And it's not something that it just, you know, you stop learning. You are learning along the way, and every day has, you know, bring new experiences, new challenges, new obstacles, as you mentioned. So it's just, my goodness, I have to agree with you 150% on that, because it is tough. And I think it doesn't matter what kind of business you start, it is definitely a challenge, for us. So on that note, what is one thing that you wish you would have known when you started your business?
To believe in myself as much as my biggest cheerleaders. I have an amazing support group, my family, my best friend, my life coaches, and I definitely wish I believed in myself at the very beginning as much as they did and do.
Absolutely. Well, that is amazing, because I'll tell you that I've talked to so many people that don't have that support system, that don't have that team of people, certainly that's around with family and friends that are supporting them. You'd be surprised at how many people have, started or launched the business, and then it's like slowly but surely, you end up growing away from people, or, you just end up having to cut people off because of the fact that they're not supportive. So I think that's amazing. I am one of the fortunate ones like you that definitely has that great support system. And truthfully, if it wasn't for having that support system, who knows where we would be, in business, because that's so good. That is definitely so good. So that's awesome. So just kind of taking a couple of steps back a little bit, going back to, talking about some of the children that you've helped. I love that you don't just teach how to overcome just, every now and then and obstacles, but also those challenges that may be faced every day, from peer pressure to ways to motivate and develop those fine motor skills and self-esteem. You cover so many areas. Tell us a little bit more why you didn't just choose to focus, have one main focus, but so many different hurdles a child may be facing.
So all the different skills and tools that I teach and help guide children and parents and teachers to help their children with are all skills and tools that I wish that I knew growing up. I feel like I'm very grateful for the way that my life, panned out. But if I knew, not that I don't like that word, and if I knew these tools, I definitely would have had more like self-worth and just confidence and all that good stuff that I'm trying to instill in children now so they can grow up knowing how worthy they really are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that because, people would be surprised at how many kids don't get that from at home. I've had an opportunity to be a part of a couple of, youth empowerment groups, and just to be able to pour into kids and to be able to show them that they're worthy, that they're, that they're beautiful, and then hearing some of them and, express the self-doubts and not feeling motivated and, just they're going through, changes with their bodies and everything else and not understanding all this stuff and lacking that self-esteem. It's so important that, we have people out here like yourself just there to help them and truly, motivate them. And whereas, like I said, a lot of kids are not getting that at home. So I just want to just take the time to say, we definitely thank you for, instilling in our kids and, making sure they value themselves. And if they're dealing with peer pressure, ways to help them kind of get through that and to motivate them because, like I said, a lot of times they're not getting that at home. And so it's definitely helpful when you have someone such as yourself that's able to, really motivate them and pour into them. So I think that you're absolutely.
I appreciate
that. Amazing. And I'm sure that parents, that's listening out there definitely appreciate that as well. So, we've talked about, we are in 2020 and we're excited, of course, because of, as I mentioned earlier, this is the year of growth and success. So we're in the first month of 2020. And could you share with the listeners on what is your biggest goal for this year?
This was a good one. You made me dig deep. Definitely more traveling. I want to travel to as many schools as possible. I was able to go to, in just one school, I was able to help or, teach 1,100 students in 1 week, and that was just incredible to experience. So definitely traveling to more schools is really high on my goals list, and just teaching more children about mindfulness and helping them practice those coping skills to deal with the challenges in life.
Absolutely. 1,100 children. I think that's amazing. That's amazing. What a great goal. And the great thing is that you are definitely passionate about it. Like you can definitely hear it in, just in the conversation and how passionate you are and how much of a passion it is for you to be able to help children. And I think that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I definitely feel like you're definitely gonna, hit that goal that you're trying to reach for 2020. And I think that's absolutely amazing. So you heard me mention the empowerment quote for today, which was, besides pride, loyalty, discipline, heart, and mind, confidence is the key to all the locks, by Joe Paterno. Could you share what this quote truly means to you?
This quote, just that confidence starts internally, and we really have to believe in ourselves in order to succeed in anything that we do. It's so important to believe in ourselves. whether we have other people believing in ourselves as well or nobody else. But the key is it's internal.
That's right. That's good. That's good. So what would you say is the best advice you've ever received, and who gave it to you?
So when I was told this advice originally, I did not realize it was the best advice I've ever received. But looking back on it now, my dad used to always tell me to seize the day. And I never really fully comprehended that until having my business and just the importance of being mindful. And then I think his passing, I'm sure, had to do with it as well. But now I'm very good at seizing all the days.
That's so good. I love it. So what would you say if you had to give just one piece of advice to our listeners on how they could empower their own growth and success journey? What would that be?
To pause and take 3 full intentional breaths. Just to pause throughout the day and breathe intentionally.
Absolutely. I love that, to pause and take 3 intentional breaths. And that's so good because we are always just busy, go, from one thing to the next. And oftentimes we don't take a minute to just, okay, you said pause, take 3 breaths, and then, carry on with whatever else they have, that we have going on. Or even if you're stressed, I can imagine that even taking that pause and taking the 3 intentional breaths would truly help someone that may feel stressed as well. So
absolutely.
Please share. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I took my intentional breaths before this call. Calm my nerves a little bit.
Absolutely. So those intentional breaths definitely are helpful. And, at any time of the day, whether it's morning, and honestly, I had an opportunity to actually learn more about meditation and breathing exercises. And I was truly surprised on just how, as you mentioned, just taking that pause, relaxing, and then just breathing, how much it really helps. So hands down, I definitely think great advice for anyone that is on any kind of growth and success journey, because at the end of the day, no matter what journey we're on, we all have challenges, obstacles, and go through stresses on a day-to-day basis. And oftentimes, we are just moving from one thing to the next and not really taking that time to, relax, pause, as you mentioned, take those 3 breaths, take those 3 intentional breaths. So that's awesome. So please share with the listeners on what is coming up on the horizon for you.
So I actually have a training coming up for parents where I will be teaching or guiding them with some self-care and self-love tools. So that's another avenue that I'm going to be opening on top of the schools, where I'm going to be traveling and doing training and workshops, which is exciting.
Awesome. Absolutely. So then those training and workshops that you're going to offer, are you just offering it from, where it's in person? Are you looking at offering any kind of training and workshops, maybe from a virtual standpoint?
Definitely both.
In person? Okay.
Definitely both, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting. Absolutely exciting. So, I just want to take the time because I definitely think that you are absolutely amazing, and I love being able to, have conversations and listen to your journey and story, because the fact that, you share your journey and story, it's going to help so many other people, especially those that have children that are listening that may be able to benefit from some of your mindful exercises or possibly your interactive coloring book. So I just want to take the time to say thank you so much for sharing your amazing story and journey. If you could please take this time and actually share with the listeners on how they can stay connected with you and support your efforts.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. And I've enjoyed our conversation a lot. You're super sweet. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a text message service as well, and it's the same number as yours conveniently, 474747. And you text mindful, and it's free weekly mindfulness to just tie in some mindfulness into your week. And all my social media handles are at Calm and Colorful. And then my website is calmandcolorful.com. And my book is calmandcolorful.com/book. And it's sold on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love it. I love the mindful exercises that I'm going to have to send my mindful text to 4747. Absolutely love it. So it has truly been an honor and a pleasure to have you as a guest on the show today. Thank you so much, Jessica Brittany, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to give me the opportunity to interview you. I just want to say I wish you so much success and blessings as you continue on your journey.
Very, very grateful for you. I appreciate you.
No problem. So, listeners, thank you so much for tuning into tonight's show with our special guest, Jessica Brittany. Jessica shared her amazing story and journey to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. And she also shared how important it is to pause and take 3 full intentional breaths. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, starting your own radio show or low-cost advertising, highlighting your book, business, or event, please email envisionb@empoweronpurpose.com. Please tune in next week where you will hear another amazing story from another leader, influencer, and motivator. Until next time, be blessed.
Thank you for listening to the EmPower Hour with Jaresha, where Jaresha speaks with leaders, influencers, and motivators who share their journeys in personal and professional growth, empowerment tips, lessons learned, and keys of success that will empower you to be your best self. Follow Jaresha on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jaresha Moore, and visit EmPowerOnPurpose.com. And remember to be intentional and be empowered, and have a great day on purpose.